Hello, and a warm welcome to our weekly show, Love Athletics. In this program, we bring you the latest highlights from our sport with expert input from different continental areas. Today, we will conclude our wrap up of the Olympic Games, look at what has happened since then in our sport, and what to expect for next week. We're delighted to have as our guest today Javier Clavelo.
Thank you for inviting us, and happy looking to exchange with the fans and followers of Love Athletics.
Hello, Javier. Thank you so much for joining us. Lovely to have you. So, before we take a final look at the
Thank you.
Olympics, let's check what happened over the last week. And the first thing I want to mention is some cool out of stadium news. Olympic javelin silver medalist from Poland, Maria Andrzejczyk, has sold her Tokyo Olympic medal in order to help fund the heart surgery of an 8-month old child. Now, Maria had herself been treated for bone cancer in 2018, so she decided to sell the medal to benefit a campaign to raise funds for baby Milošević to go to the United States for heart surgery. A chain of Polish supermarkets submitted the winning bid before giving the medal back to Andrzejczyk. Last week, some very good results were registered at European meets. In Austria, in Andorf, Kenyan Olympic semi-finalist Ferdinand Omorwa became the first Kenyan under 10 seconds in the 100 meters. First in the heats, he clocked a 9:96, and then in the finals, he improved that to 9:86, shooting up to number 8 on the world list. Some good news for Swiss fans from La Chaux-de-Fonds. Alia Del Ponte broke her fresh Swiss record and European lead in the 100 meters, clocking 10:90, taking 100th of a second off the mark she had set at the Olympic Games. And then she also went under 23 seconds in the 200 meters for the first time, running 22:38, going very close to the Swiss national record by Mujinga Kambunji. Another Swiss record in the 110 hurdles by Jason John, who clocked 13:12 to go up to 11th on the European all-time list. But let's go back to the Olympic Games and look at some stats. We already looked over the last 2 weeks at records set, repeat champions, double champions, but let's look at another interesting fact. First medals. So Christine Boma of Namibia in 200-meter women, she won silver, the first medal for her country. Marilady Paulino in 400 meters, again a silver, first medal for Dominican Republic women. Perus Chemutai, 3,000 meter steeplechase, gold, first medal for Ugandan women. And Jasmine Camacho Quinn, 100-meter hurdles, gold medalist in a first for Puerto Rican women. In the men, Anthony Zambrano, over 200-meter, was the first medal for in men's events. Burkina Faso's Hugues Fabrice Zongo in triple jump, his bronze was the first ever medal for Burkina Faso in any sport. Neeraj Chopra with gold was in the javelin throw, was the first medal for India. And Lucas Weiss-Heidinger in the discus throw, his bronze was a first medal for Austria in men's events. Two special mentions for members of the refugee team. Taklowini Gabrielsos finished an excellent 16th out of 17 runners in the marathon. And Jamal Abdelmaji Eza Mohammed finished 23rd out of 37 athletes in the 5,000 meter heats, ahead of top athletes like Nibret Melak of Ethiopia and Yamane Berhan Kripa of Italy. But let's get back to our guest. Javier, tell us, what were your 3 favorite moments of the Games?
Well, Anna, that's a tough question considering how much brilliance and excellence we saw across the every single day in the athletics program. But obviously, the way a double Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson had a bounce back from obviously difficult years between both Olympic Games. But not only did she actually repeat that very difficult, a very the 100 and 200-meter double, but she did it in such a spectacular fashion, becoming the second best performer of all times in both distances, and obviously capping it off with a third gold medal, joined by another. Obviously, what a fine quartet in the 4x100-meter relay. So it's really, and again, it was actually athletics once again putting Jamaica on the Olympic medal table, but in a spectacular fashion, led by now the two-time double Olympic champion at both events. Certainly, and a great way to see Jamaican sprinting. And that was actually another beautiful. Not only just to consider what Elaine Thompson inspired, obviously, world champion Shelly Ann Fraser Price and 400-meter specialist now, who became obviously the sprinting specialist. Sharika Jackson, by absolutely occupying all the medals in women's 100, a similar feat that we saw from Jamaican women, including Shelly Ann Fraser, with hers heard over two gold medals back in the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games. If we look at three of the world records that we saw in the Tokyo Olympics were also produced by athletes from the Americas. One to the north with Sydney McLaughlin clocking obviously 51:46, a historic race that saw three women, the top medalists, going under the previous world record set by Dalila Mohammed, the defending Olympic champion from 2016 Rio at the World Championships in Doha. So you saw that caliber, not only for Dalila Mohammed, also going under 52 seconds, but Sydney McLaughlin already we saw her potential in her junior years, and now really how she has mastered the 400-meter hurdles to this caliber. And obviously, she also mentioned an important contribution to the 4x400-meter relay gold medal in an excellent time, just of under 320 for Team USA. Is actually 316, so which is obviously very close to the world record. And if you look at another athlete who was really mulling with the world record for some time outdoors, he already had the record indoors. Three of her best five performances of all time, and she capped Yulimar Rojas, switching from the obviously the silver medal 5 years ago in Rio, Venezuela's first Olympic female medal. Again, it was actually the same specialty as Spain event that brought Venezuela an Olympic medal back in the 1952 games with Arnoldo de Vanish. But now, Yulimar Rojas really was she in a position to break the world record at a major event, and she saved best for last. She really nailed, the three the hop, the step, as well as the jump to finally reach, really surpass the this mark that stood for 28 years. Inessa Kravitz have it since the 1993 Worlds, and now Yulimar Rojas, considering her consistency, finally she's the absolute queen of the distance. She has so much in store. Still very young, only 26. She'll be 26 this year, so there's a lot of potential for the slender athlete. And there's also, I believe, for her coach also, who Ivan Pedrosa of Cuba, who really became so close to breaking the world record in the long jump. This really hard work, really finally paying off. Not only with a world record, but actually that elusive Olympic gold. So much, so many elements need to combine. You could be in excellent shape. Again, the games were postponed by a year, and this could play it in favor or against some of these athletes. But certainly, it paved the way for Yulimar Rojas to provide one of the greatest highlights for athletics across the globe, but certainly for the athletes in the America. And of course, of significant performance as well already. She came into her fifth games being the most decorated Olympic athlete, a female athlete of the games, but now a happy mom, Alison Felix, adding two more medals to her collection. She already had 7 golds prior to the games. She added a very hard-fought bronze medal at the in the individual 400-meter relay, and of course, an excellent performance. Another alongside 3 other world-class athletes, including 800-meter winner Athing Mu. We mentioned as well. Cindy McLaughlin in collecting an eighth gold medal, 11 total for Allison Felix, and cementing herself as the most decorated athlete across in female athletics, 11 total. It's bidding farewell to her Olympic presence. But what a campaign that was, starting where those junior years in back in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. So, Anna, these are mostly my highlights. Again, if you look at obviously the double by 400 meters for the Bahamas with Shawnee Miller-Weebo defending her title, as well as world champion Steve Gardiner, obviously bringing Bahamas again on the podium. Athletics again proven to be. And look at that podium: three athletes coming from countries that have some, from the Caribbean. Zambrano, you mentioned that, a historic men's medal for Colombia, and again, Kirani James again defying a lot of the difficult challenges between Olympics. Now collecting his third Olympic medals, a medal of each color across three Olympic games, including the Olympic gold in the Olympic title in London 2012. What a beautiful photo there that really represents the strength of this event in the Caribbean. And again, what a delight it was for athletic fans, regardless of where you're coming from, to see so much brilliance, performance. And look, remember, these are Olympic Games that had no fans in the stadiums, a very limited number, only teams, representatives. So really find that extra motivation to really and bring that joy to their respective nations and continents. That was really a delight to see. And as you mentioned, obviously historic goal for Puerto Rico as well. First gold medal ever for Puerto Rico. They carried the bronze from my namesake Coulson from the London Games, and also a very important win as well for Marilady Paulino of the Dominican Republic, a double silver medalist for these young coming athletes. She was a 200-meter specialist and really made a great transition to the one lap race. And look at that in what an excellent fashion by becoming the fastest ever, the second fastest following Ana Gabriela Guevara. Staying with the great performances for the Americans, again, beyond the two world records by Cindy McLaughlin, Yulimar Rojas, as well as the 11 medals, two more for the most decorated female athlete in the history of the Olympic Games, Allison Felix, in her fifth and final Olympics. I also like to highlight the progress that really Canada show across many events, including, of course, for Andre de Grasse, coming from 3 medals already at the Rio Olympics. He added 3 more, but this time around, it was actually that elusive gold in the men's 200 meters. Again, this is the era after Usain Bolt's retirement. So, again, coming from a bronze medal at the 100-meter, now, breaking or improving his a national record twice at the semifinals and then the final to 1962, again, to add a 6th medal together with the 4x100-meter bronze. 6 medals for Andre de Grasse across 2 Olympic Games. Again, the most decorated Canadian athlete, men and women, across Olympic Games is 7 medals by swimmer Penny Oleksiak. So certainly Andre de Grasse is looking to improve add more to his tally 3 years from now in Paris. And of course, another great performance. He came so short of becoming the 4th man, in late May, of joining the 9,000-point club in the decathlon. This time, Olympic bronze medalist upgrade that Rio bronze from 5 years ago to gold. The second for Canada, Damian Werner, an excellent performance in the decathlon again. He really kept that stability and that consistency across the 10 events. From the minute he stepped on the track, 10:12, equaling his world best performance for that event in the decathlon. Again, 8:24 in the long jump. Imagine, that would have been good enough for bronze in the individual event. And of course, finally, not only joining the very exclusive 9,000 point club, only 3 men prior to Damian Werner, but also doing that by breaking that at the Olympic Games. So this is a brand new Olympic record of 9,018 points. So again, these are some of the highlights of how much brilliance and excellence we saw in the Olympic Games. And of course, the athletes from the Americas were no exception. One last piece that I'd like to highlight also from the Dominican Republic. Again, we remember the times of 2-time Olympic winner Felix Sanchez back in 04 and 12. Now a new up and coming athlete, a former 200 meter specialist who made a very good transition to the 400 meters, Marilady Paulino, bagging 2 Olympic silver medals, and again at the 4 by 400 meter mixed relay, making its debut in Tokyo, but also at the individual event. And of course, you know how tough this event is. And only defending champion Shawnee Miller-Weibo was actually faster than her in the final. And again, in that process, Paulino became the second fastest Spanish-speaking woman to ever run the 400 meters. And again, a lot of success and joy for this young up-and-coming athlete from the Dominican Republic. We'll see that diversity that we're starting, more countries being added to the medal tally. That's excellent to see. And of course, what a great way to do so at the pinnacle of athletics, of course, the Olympic Games.
Thank you very much, Javier. Yes, medal table is quite interesting. The U.S. 26 medals and 7 golds, but well under the tallies that they used to collect at the Olympic Games, especially in the men's events. Number 2, very surprising position for Italy with 5 medals, but all of them gold. Italy had won 3 gold medals in 1980, but never 5. And in Rio, they had 0 medals. Kenya, 10 medals and 4 of them gold, but a little below what were maybe expectations back home. In Rio, they had won 6 golds. Jamaica, 9 medals, 4 of them gold, but again, a little below the expectations. In Rio, they also had 6 golds. On the other hand, 2 countries that really improved a lot are Poland with 9 medals, 4 of them gold. They had in the last 2 editions just 1 gold. Netherlands with 8 medals and 2 golds, and they'd had 0 golds in the last 2 editions. So Italy, Poland, and Netherlands are definitely countries which have improved their standing this year, together with Canada, together with Uganda, as we saw, 4 medals, 2 of them gold, thanks to Cheptegei and Perut Chemutai. Norway and Sweden, Scandinavian neighbors, both won 2 golds, while they had not had any in the past 2 editions. So these are the top 10 countries, actually 11, because Norway and Sweden were in a tie. Now, South Africa lost quite a few positions. They had 4 medals in Rio, 2 of them gold, and they had no medal this time. Great Britain, a total of 6 medals, but 0 golds, unlike the last 2 editions. Croatia, 0 golds, while they had always the ever dependable Sandra Perkovic and another gold medal in as well in Rio. Ethiopia also a little bit below expectations, a total of 8 medals and 1 gold. And Russians competing as authorized neutral athletes. Of course, they had been banned in Rio, but they had an amazing medal sweep in London. So we move next to our last Tokyo reactions. We have Murray McKinnon of New Zealand commenting on Valerie Adams' bronze, which felt like gold.
It was a very special occasion watching Valerie claim the bronze medal in the shot put. Not that it was her 5th Olympics and her 4th medal, but it came after having a family of 2 and the sacrifices she had to make in order to complete the training required leading up to Tokyo. It proved that she was one of the greatest shot putters of all time, and I was so pleased for her, receiving the bronze medal with the New Zealand flag draped around her shoulders and clutching a photo of her 2 children. It was a fantastic achievement from an amazing woman who was a great inspiration for so many.
So 980 Olympic gold medalist at 20K, Maurizio da Milano, sent a comment on the double victory by Massimo Stano and Antonella Palmisano in Tokyo.
parlare dello strepitoso successo della marcia azzurra alle Olimpiadi di Tokyo, seppure disputatesi a Sapporo per lo spostamento per trovare un clima più favorevole, è naturalmente motivo di grande orgoglio per tutto l'ambiente della marcia italiana. Antonella Palmisano e Massimo Stano sono stati due protagonisti importanti. Ecco, io dico che è la continuità di quella che è la storia, la tradizione della marcia azzurra, della marcia italiana, il settore più medagliato a livello olimpico della Federazione Italiana di Atletica Leggera, e in questo caso per la prima volta nella storia con questi due ori così importanti. Due gare immense per qualità, dove hanno sbaragliato indubbiamente la concorrenza, i grandi favoriti giapponesi da un lato nella parte maschile e la Cina nella parte femminile, anche se i nostri due rappresentanti erano sicuramente due atleti accreditati tra le opportunità di una medaglia. Certo, 2 ori sono una cosa eccezionale, saranno nella storia della nostra specialità e si uniscono alla tradizione dei grandi marciatori italiani, da Frigerio, Dordoni, Pamic, io, Brugnetti, Suazer, che impinguano così il medagliere italiano. La marcia ha necessità di sfruttare al meglio questo grande risultato per un rilancio ancora più evidente di quella che è non tanto la qualità quanto la partecipazione numerica al movimento italiano della marcia. Un'unica nota che io aggiungerei è il rincrescimento che le gare, pur comprensibilmente disputatesi a Sapporo, hanno impedito ai nostri due marciatori, ma ai marciatori in senso generale, di poter entrare nello stadio olimpico da trionfatori. Credo che sia la cosa più bella, più emozionante e più importante che un atleta può avere, soprattutto un atleta la cui gara si svolge sulla strada, potendo entrare e raccogliere l'ovazione, l'applauso, la gratitudine di tutto il pubblico. Pertanto mi auguro che nelle future edizioni si possa veramente tornare ad avere i marciatori che entrano da vincitori di Olimpia all'interno dello stadio.
So thank you, Maurizio. And as he pointed out, race walking is the event that had given most gold medals to Italy at the Olympic Games. Indeed, a strong tradition, although it's the first time that Italy wins both distances, something which has been achieved previously once by Russia and once by China. And finally, very interesting comment by former council member and technical delegate at numerous Olympic Games and World Championships, Cesar Moreno Bravo, on the 50K race walk, which was contested for the last time in these Olympics in Sapporo.
Hola, Ana, Ernie, amigos. Quisiera comentar algo acerca de la competencia de 50 kilómetros de marcha que tuvieron lugar por última vez en unos Juegos Olímpicos en Sapporo hace unos días. Este evento en Sapporo fue organizado espléndidamente, incluso muy emocionante, puesto que los primeros lugares se decidieron hasta la última vuelta. Participaron 59 atletas, representando a 29 países. Me gustaría saber cuántos deportes, aparte de atletismo, pueden reunir a 29 países en uno solo de sus eventos. Sin embargo, este evento, 50 kilómetros de marcha, desaparecerá de los Juegos Olímpicos. En su lugar, se marcharán 35 kilómetros. Y me asaltan dos preguntas, por lo pronto. ¿Por qué 35 kilómetros y no 50 kilómetros? Entre los 35 kilómetros para marcha y 20 kilómetros para marcha hay la misma diferencia que entre 100 y 200 metros en carreras planas. O sea que son los mismos atletas el que corren en ambos eventos. Los corredores de maratón y los marchistas de 50 kilómetros siempre coinciden en que La competencia empieza realmente después de los 35 kilómetros. Con ello quieren decir que los marchadores de larga distancia estarán eliminados, discriminados. Y la otra pregunta, ¿por qué el hecho de llevar la marcha y el maratón a Sapporo, sacándolo de la serie olímpica, Tokio, fue decisión del Comité Olímpico Internacional y no de la World Athletics? La Carta Olímpica claramente especifica que la organización de cada deporte es responsabilidad exclusiva de la Federación Internacional correspondiente. Yo creo que fue el propio Comité Olímpico Internacional el que creó tales condiciones que el extinto Comité de Marcha de la extinta IAF no tuvo más alternativa que aceptar los 35 kilómetros a cambio de que fueran para hombres y para mujeres.
Of course, regret on the part of Cesar Moreno for the elimination of the 50K from the program of both the World Championships and the Olympic Games to be replaced by 35 kilometers. Because as he says, what really is the difference is going to be like the sprints 100 and 200. And the athletes who dominate one will dominate another. And he correctly pointed out 29 countries competed in this event. As we already saw, 8 different countries were in the top 8 in these Olympic Games, representing 4 continents. So not many events can boast such diversity. Then another theme which both Maurizio and Cesar touched upon is having moved the race walk and the marathon events to Sapporo, which Maurizio says really deprives the athlete of the joy of finishing their race in the Olympic Stadium. It's not the same thing, and hopefully race and marathon will be able to come back and complete their event in the stadium, and hopefully with public. Now that completes our Tokyo in-depth analysis. The top junior athletes in the world gathered in Nairobi this week for the Under-20 World Championship. They began one day later because of the impact of COVID on teams' travel. Host country Kenya was the only athlete to have won more than one gold in the 11 finals contested up to midday today. So quite an amazing diversity in Nairobi. We have 100-meter men, Letsile Kibogo of Botswana, 3,000-meter men, Tadesse Vorku of Ethiopia, 5,000-meter men, Benson Kiplangat of Kenya. In the pole vault, Matvey Volkov of Belarus. Now, Matvey Volkov at 17 took the gold today for Belarus after a change of allegiance. His father and coach is none other than Konstantin Volkov, who was an Olympic medalist for the Soviet Union in Moscow 1980. In the shot put men, Juan Karel Vargas Gomez of Cuba. In the 100-meter, Tina Clayton of Jamaica confirmed her status as a hot favorite. 3,000-meter women, Teresia Mutoni Gateri of Kenya. Pole vault women, Mire Reinsdorf of South Africa. Discus women, Violeta Ignatieva of Russia, competing as an authorized neutral athlete. Javelin women went to Serbia's Adriana Vilagos. Heptathlon was taken by Finn Saga Vanninen, another hot favorite who confirmed her role, and the mixed relay went to Nigeria. So next week, the Under-20 World Championships conclude in Nairobi, and we'll have a report from Shevket Erbay, who is on site. Tomorrow, the Diamond League resumes in Eugene, where they have a stellar 100-meter women lined up with Elaine Thompson, Sha'Carri Richardson, who had to miss the Olympic Games, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Sharika Jackson, Marie-Josée Talou, and Swiss runner Mujinga Kambunji. Olympic champions Athing Mu, Katie Najot, Ryan Krauser are also confirmed. A world record attempt at 5,000 is announced by Sifan Hassan. In the 1,500 meter, Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Timothy Cheruiyot will face off again. On the 26th, next Thursday, Diamond League meeting in Lausanne. Again, very strong fields, 19 Olympic champions announced. The 5 following events will have the full podium from the Tokyo Olympics. The 100-meter women, which will in fact feature 7 of the 8 finalists, high jump women, 800 men, shot put men, and javelin men. Even though the latest news today says that Chopra was hospitalized with a high fever, so we hope he will recover in time and he will be in great health and be able to compete. And the novelty is that Karsten Warholm in Lausanne will compete over the 400 flat. Given what he achieved over the hurdles, it will be really interesting to see how fast he can run on the flat. So we're now at the end of our show. It was great having Javier back with us. Javier had to leave because he had another commitment. I thank you all for watching. And next week, see you again on Love Athletics. We will look together at the highlights, comments, and analysis from the Diamond League and from other top events in our sport. Thank you. Bye-bye.